cartilage between the two pubic bones. And I've brought out the testicle and the spermatic cord. This was just deep to the skin. So as I said before, there's really no protection on this. So this is the testicle in the fascial sac. This is spermatic cord, okay? And then if we look up inside the cap, this is the one on the other side. Right here, we have the vas deferens and the internal spermatic artery going through the inguinal ligament out to the testicle. So the artery is red. I think you can see it right there, just barely. Let me see if I can. There we go. Oop, that's a little too much. Wow. If you get seasick, let me know. I probably should go back a little. That's kind of grainy. All right, you can see there's a red structure right here. That's the internal spermatic artery. And this other tube is the vas deferens. Okay? And that vas deferens, as I said, goes over the ureter and down the posterior side of the urinary bladder, joined by the seminal duct, becomes the ejaculatory duct, and then that goes through the prostate. Now here, between my thumb and finger, is the urinary bladder. See how this one's really small? That indicates that this was empty when this cat died. And then there's a tube right here, that's the urethra. And when you get right to about here, you can see that it gets a little bigger. That's the prostate gland, okay? So, I think did we talk about this, that the prostate gland is actually surrounding the urethra? Did we talk about that in class? Yeah. And it never misses because it actually comes from part of the urethral wall. So it's not like a separate structure. It is urethral wall that develops because of the sex hormones. Okay. And then we proceed down to the penis. Let's see this one. Okay. So I'm going to reflect the penis. Now the anatomical position for the penis is in the erect position. I'm not sure. Since penises usually aren't erect most of the time, I'm not really sure why somebody thought that was a good idea, but they did. And this is the glands of the penis. That usually is covered by foreskin. So I've dissected that off. I think it's some kind of religious thing with cats because they always seem to have a foreskin intact. And then we have the shaft of the penis, and then we have the crura. There's a crus on each side. So in this one, yeah, there it is. Okay. So if you look at this, it looks a little bit like the space shuttle, right? I mean, you kind of got the fuselage and then two wings and two little gas cans. The two little gas cans are the bulbourethral glands, and then those are the crura. The crura are actually extensions of the erectile cylinders that are in the shaft of the penis. So a penis has 3 erectile cylinders and has a corpus spongiosum, which houses the urethra, and then 2 corpora cavernosa, which are basically sinuses that fill with blood when the cat is aroused. The crura are what eventually becomes the corpora cavernosa as they go up into the shaft of the penis. And then, as I said, the bulbourethral gland is a separate gland. Now you can also see right here on the side, there's a muscle right here. It's fairly thin. That's the levator ani, okay? If that were tagged on a lab practical, be gentle, because if there's a tag on this and you pull on it, you'll just rip it all to shreds. Okay, so don't do that. All right, so we have the crus of the penis. On each side, we have the glands of the penis. Glands, by the way, is G-L-A-N-S, no D. Then we have the shaft of the penis and the 2 bulbourethral glands, levator ani. We have the testicle inside the fascial sac, where you can't see it right now. Wrong way. There we go. Okay, we have the testicle in the fascial sac, the spermatic cord, and the vas deferens up inside here, and the internal spermatic artery. Okay, that's pretty much the male. Male cats